Hello, we're back with another Bachi Chronicle. I don't know why I call that. Just like I said, everybody always tells me write a book, write a book. So I'm just gonna make these short little story videos, and you never know. See what happens. Somebody likes it, they like it. I don't know. So now I'm like 23 years old. I'm working for Stoves, a bar in Yokohama, and it's fun. It's a blast. Meeting people, just learning the language, and now I'm picking up, talking with customers and stuff. A few mistakes, order mistakes here and there, but they're very understanding. There was never any negative type feedback. I mean, they worked with me. They talked to me slow. They practiced their English. I practiced my Japanese. It's a good system. So, and if you're going to work in Japan, and you want to learn the language, I recommend it. You work for a bar, a restaurant, anything like that. Not in Roppongi and not in those areas because most of the clientele is foreigners. So you're going to be speaking English and Spanish or whatever more than you are going to be speaking Japanese. So try to do it a little more local around, your area and stuff. And I think it helps out a lot. It helped me out a lot. I mean, that's where I learned almost all my Japanese was talking to customers. So working at Stoves, actually, Stoves was my first encounter with mafia. I mean, they're around the Yakuza, what they call them. They're around everywhere. You see them here, and they're easy to pick out the way they dress, the way they look. I mean, the tattoos and stuff. And in Japan, the mafia here, their tattoos tell you what family they're with, what level they are, what rank they are, kind of thing, depending on how big the tattoo is. So when you see these people with all these tattoos, it scares the normal public. So when you go to places like public baths or even public pools or anything like that, it'll say no tattoos. Now they're not saying that they think you're a mafia. They're just saying that they don't let anybody with a tattoo to get in, because if they let you in with a tattoo and a mafia guy comes, they can't. He can say, well, you let that guy in with a tattoo. You can't say no tattoos, but he gets in, even though he's a foreigner. So it's just a way to just limit, like give them a little bit of power to say no tattoos. That's just it. So when you go to like even hotel saunas and pools and stuff will say no tattoos allowed. So if you have a tattoo, either you cover it or you just don't go. You can fight with them, you can argue with them, but it's just not going to happen. That's just the way they keep out that mafia clientele. Because if you're in a pool and you got a mafia family next to you and you bump into them or something splashing water, then they're freaking out that they're going to get, you know, a hit or something called on them, or they're going to have to pay the mafia $50,000 to clean, to say sorry. Gomendasai money is what they call it, sorry money. It's it's a pain. So no tattoos. That's just the rule. If you go to the beach, you'll see mafia everywhere because the beach allows tattoo. But actually, a few years ago, there was some kind of issue on one of the beaches, so they stopped. They told everybody to cover up the tattoos. So the people, little cops, would walk along the beach telling you to cover up your tattoos, and it was stupid. So if you come to Japan with tattoos, be prepared for that. There is some restrictions. There is some details, and like I said, they don't think you're mafia. They just, it's like saying anybody in here anybody carrying a gun can't come in. So everybody with a gun, it doesn't matter if you're a bad guy or good guy, just no guns allowed in here. That's just a rule. So that's the purpose of that. So be prepared. So Stoves, we had a birthday party or a quitting. Somebody was quitting or something. So we went to this little area in Yokohama called Noge, and we went to izakaya. Izakayas are cheap, cheap little bars. They serve little dishes of different types of foods and snacks and beers, drinks. I mean, it's just, you can get 20, 30 people because there's not a lot of space in Japan for like big bars. So they just go to these izakayas, they rent them out, and they have a big party, and it doesn't cost a lot. So we had the party, and after the party, we come downstairs. Now I've been with Stoves for I think about a year. I don't remember, a year plus or so, or maybe 2 years. And the owners treated me great. He's like a dad to me. He's taken care of me. He's helped me. He drives me home. We on our off days we spend time together. We went out. I mean, he's literally like a dad. So we come out of this izakaya and we're downstairs in the alleyway, and it's like like on the road with a little alley. I think it's 3 in the morning, maybe 3, 4 in the morning. And we're all in a circle, and the owner is in the middle saying, thank you everybody, thank you for coming. Maybe it was his birthday. I really don't remember. He's like, thank you for coming. I'm glad you guys. And there's 20 or 30 of us. 30 of us, I want to say. It was a pretty big group. And these 3 or 4 mafia guys just walk right through the middle. Just don't even care. Push everybody, and they literally push the owner to the side and walk through the circle. And all the staff were just like, just let it be. The American in me, the soldier military, it's just that's not going to happen. You're not going to walk through a group of people, 30 people, just 3 or 4 of you, push everybody aside, and especially the owner. And I keep my mouth shut. So I yelled at him. I was like, hey, what are you doing? And I yelled at him in Japanese, what I could speak. And then, he turned around, looked at me, and he got up like in my face, like, "Boy, what are you going to do?" kind of thing. And I knew what he was trying to say. And so in English, I was just like, look, I'll beat your ass right here. You want to do this? You don't walk through here and disrespect. You need to say sorry. So his little guy started to puff up, and now 30 of us turned into about 15 because the other 15 were like, didn't want nothing to do with it because this is mafia. I didn't know they were mafia. I mean, I guess I did, but I didn't care. They just looked like punks to me, old wannabes. So the owner comes. I was like, no, it's okay. Just forget about it, Bachi. And I'm like, no, this guy pushed you. He needs to tell you sorry. So I'm arguing with the Japanese guy. Oh, what are you trying to say? Yelling at me in Japanese. And he picks up his phone. He starts calling someone. So I grab his phone and I chuck it. I'm like, don't call nobody. It's just me and you. Let's do this. So they all flip out. All the guys are like, oh, you can't do this. So the 15 guys that's still left on this side grab me, and they're pulling me away. And I'm trying to fight through them to get back to this guy. I mean, he's rude, he's disrespectful. So they push me in the car, and I'm like, okay, fine. So I get in the car, and the boss drives me home. He's like, don't worry about stuff like that. You can't fight with mafia like that. I'm like, yeah, I understand. Don't worry about it. It's my bad. I'm trying to tell him the best I can. So we get home, he drops me off. And as soon as he drives away, I call my friend, the people I knew in Yokohama, American guys, the guys I was in the military with, or people I lived here with, and, just friends I've got over the years. And I was like, look, I'm going to Noge to find these guys. And join me. So I went back to Noge and met up with them, and I walked up and down the streets looking for these guys. I understood that the Japanese company and the people didn't want to be involved in it. That's their thing. But me, being American, I couldn't let that slide. I looked for him for about an hour and a half, walked up and down the streets, looking in little bars and stuff, trying to find this guy because I was going to finish what we started. And, I think he spit on me. I think he spit on me or something, and that's what did it. But I never found him, and that was that. But that was my first experience with Japanese and mafia. After that, I was just like, never again. And when I was taking the clubs, when I was running clubs, which I'll talk about later, you hear a lot more mafia stories because I had a pretty good reputation for issues with the mafia because I never backed down from them. All right, so that's that story. Yet again, hope you enjoyed it. I'm just going through timeline of my life, living in Japan, different things I dealt with, different stories, and yeah, some of them might be boring, some of them you might find interesting, but I'm just killing time, I guess to say. So, hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to the next one.